universe, darlings. Welcome to my sector, the universe. This is Jess from Capella Wellness, here to help you step into your truth and start into your power. For those who are new, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is, welcome to this channel. Thank you so much for joining this Capella crew. I'm so grateful to you for being here. For those of you who are returning, hello again. It's nice to see you, even though I can't really see you. And for those of my subscribers, thank you so very much for your loyalty, your love, your support. I am so eternally grateful and thankful to each and every one of you for putting all this love and energy into this channel, especially to those who put all these amazing comments in my videos. It's amazing to see the love and the support and the high vibe energies that I feel when I'm reading a lot of these messages. And I'm so thankful that you take the time to do that. And not only watching my videos, but I'm so grateful that you do spend the time to send me these messages. It actually gives me more empowerment, encouragement to continue these readings, because as you know, they tend to be long, and you know, doing tarot and expending your energy can be very draining at times. So I do appreciate you putting that love and that positive energy into your comments. I do have one major announcement. So I am doing a Thanksgiving campaign for the month of November. I would greatly appreciate your support and helping me fight world hunger by giving a donation to Action Against Hunger. Now, what I'm going to do is I set up a PayPal page to collect all the donations. You can do it anonymously. There's no minimum donation. Anything you give will be returned to you tenfold, okay? Money is energy, all right? So it's like the law of attraction, the law of give and take that I talk about in my readings. What you put into the universe is what you get. Even if you put $1 in, okay? It's still going to come back to you, all right? It's what my sign says over here, give thanks. We are giving to those in need. So instead of me collecting donations for me and my channel and my business, I would rather collect donations for to support Action Against Hunger. Now, what I'm going to do on Thanksgiving Day, which I believe is November 25th of this year, whatever gets donated on my donation page by November 24th, everyone has until November 24th, I'm going to submit one large donation on the behalf of Capella Wellness and this channel, which means it includes all of you, and make one large donation to Action Against Hunger on Thanksgiving Day, okay? The goal is to hit $500. I know it sounds small, but I wanted to give something. I don't want to give too little, not too big. If we surpass 500, that would be fantastic. But my goal is to reach $500 for my campaign for the month of November, because it is Thanksgiving, and since there are many people who will not engage and feast like a lot of us do, I would rather put my time, energy, and money into helping Action Against Hunger with their mission with fighting world hunger, okay? So there's a link to my donation page right in the description box. It goes straight to it. It's a quick couple minutes, 1 minute, 30-second thing. If you go to capellawellness.com, I also have a donation button on my header on my website, okay? So you can do it one of two ways. I have a direct link in the description box, or you go to capellawellness.com and click on the donate button, okay? I would truly appreciate your support with this Thanksgiving campaign that I am running. All right, guys. Well, with that being said, let's get into your reading. Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your weekly reading. How are you doing? I hope you're doing wonderful. I hope you have a wonderful week. Awesome upcoming weekend. And I send you many blessings and much love, as I always do. Now, I know this is a little bit so-called behind, Leo, but everything happens in divine timing. I had an unexpected event Wednesday of last week, and it pushed everything back, and my guides were like, we will tell you when to do the fire signs. And so they said, go ahead. So there must be a reason, right? There's a reason for everything. So whenever you reach this, it's going to be the right time for you, okay? Leo, time is fluid. Energies are always changing. So I don't really think there's ever such thing as too late. That's just what I believe. Anyway, if you've never been here before, Leo, what we're going to do is we're going to see what your overall theme is for this week, what you need to focus on, what you need to avoid for your spiritual growth, because that is what this is all about. Stick around to the end so you can see what is coming to you with regards to love, what your wellness tip of the week is, and we're going to boost this reading with a notes from the universe card. Alrighty, okay, we are ready to go. If you've been here, I changed up the theme. They wanted me to use more animal nature type thing for November, so that's what I did. I like changing the decks up anyway, so it's always good to have fresh energy, right? Wow, guys, we have Eagle, the Eagle animal spirit. We have mastery here. You're on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. That last line really hit me hard, Leo. Why? Because some of you are very inspirational, very motivational. I know I've been picking up on some energies where some of you are spiritual leaders, some of you might be in the public eye, kind of like famous energy type of thing. So that last line there is for you, okay? Your wisdom inspires the world. Now, for others of you who kind of really haven't mastered your spiritual self, right? I'm seeing the Hermit with this, achieving spiritual mastery. It's also with the Eight of Pentacles. When you're doing the shadow work, the inner spiritual work, and while you are in Hermit mode, you achieve that mastery, right? This is also the mastery of all the kings, okay? King of Swords, King of Wands, King of Cups, King of Pentacles. All right, there's something here about the mastery of those kings that Spirit is encouraging you to achieve. And when you embody all of that, you end up becoming the Emperor, right? Whether you're male or female. Okay, so for some of you, this is for you about focusing on mastering those spiritual gifts that you were born with. Also mastering, it's like being at peace with yourself and not allowing anybody to infiltrate, you know, your energies type of thing. Others of you, this is about to continue with elevating. Some of you are on different timelines, okay? Remember, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't for somebody else, but be honest with yourself. Keep your ego in check, because sometimes you don't want to hear something when we know we got to work on something, or we know we need to stop something, or we need to start something, okay? Again, I'm not a fortune teller. This is for your spiritual growth. This is what I talked about in the intro. This is why I do these readings in the way that I do them in. I've used these same methods for myself, and I've been called to teach people the methods that I have utilized, or to provide the guidance that I have learned over the years. Okay, so what I have learned, I'm here to teach. So just keep that in mind, right? This is helping you to attract that massive abundance that God has waiting for you. But we do have to do the work, right? So some of you, it's time for you to start leveling up, okay? Bossing up, I'm hearing. And at the top, the first line here is you are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. We are all here to experience evolution of the soul. It's journey of the soul. It's spiritual growth. All of these things. It's like the King of Wands mastering spiritual growth, okay? We are spirits, souls, undergoing a human experience. I always kind of like flub that around. Anyway, some of you need to start embarking on this or start leveling up on your skills. Others of you, it's a reminder that your wisdom inspires the world. Now, some of you are thinking, well, what's the point of this spiritual journey, whatever. Everything that you've gone through, Leo, is supposed to teach you lessons. And when we learn from that, we master certain things, and we start leveling up on those skills that God gave us, because we each have a purpose here. Every single one of us has a purpose. We are here to be sages in a sense. We are here to grow, learn, and to teach, to evolve. And when you achieve that mastery, Leo, You're going to inspire the world. And Leo, you are the heart of the lion. You are the ones to be in the spotlight. Okay. You're the ones to really shine your light brightly for the world to see. And when you step into that, like, you just can't go back to who you were. You become indestructible. You become invincible. You become this, very powerful being, to the point where whatever your mission is, no one's going to stop you. But when you achieve that mastery there, you feel that power within you. It gives you that drive and that motivation to just continue forward. And some of you need to get there. Others of you, this is like another stage in your spiritual journey. Because I know I've been picking up for some of you, there was like a setback, or you guys were dimming your light. Again, that's some, not all. And it was giving you encouragement to kind of get back to center, to meditate more, to not work so hard, to start really reevaluating what is important to you in your life, right? And when you lower your vibration, and especially if you are in the spotlight, especially if you are a public figure who are helping others, when you dim your light, those who follow you, their vibration lowers too. And then they kind of start maybe losing hope, or they start thinking, oh man, again, it's energy, guys. So when we lose that, we affect everyone around us. And even if we don't lead at this point, or we don't, or we're not in the public figure, either way, we are affecting the energies of those around us. All right. So a lot of you are really meant to inspire people in one way, shape, or form. And some of you may be a little bit lost. You probably, I would highly recommend my North Star alignment reading if you're unsure as to what your purpose this lifetime is. That reading is really going to help you not only understand what your true purpose is, your true north, but it's going to help you get there. What you need to tweak, what you need to work on, exactly the steps that you're going to take so that you can achieve that mastery with whatever your skill set is, whatever your spiritual gifts are. You're going to master those, and that's going to tie into what your purpose this lifetime is. Okay. Oh, the second line, let go of the past and soar. This is pretty much death card energy, what I'm seeing. You're killing your old self off, Leo, and you are transitioning into the Leo you were meant to be. And I think some of you, the ones who are embarking on a new stage in your spiritual journey, like a huge leveling up for some others of you, you're not going to worry about what happened in the past, because maybe that was what was holding you back. And I did pick up on like a death for somebody here, an actual death. And maybe, that was affecting you greatly, and you healed from that, or you're beginning your healing process with that. And now you are allowing yourself to come more to terms with that death, or to whatever it is that you happened into the past. Okay. It doesn't have to be an actual death in your family or whatever, right? But that is for somebody, because I was channeling that in the past few readings. So whatever is holding you back, Leo, just let it go, because that is really impeding your progress. And we have the eagle spirit here. This is really powerful. This is you looking at things from a higher perspective, looking at the bigger picture, like the King of Wands, right? And seeing how, okay, how am I going to tackle this? How am I going to allow myself to spread my wings and fly, to soar, right, above the clouds? Because, and they say the sky is the limit. I don't really think the sky is the limit. You are an infinite being. You have unlimited potential. So, and at some point, Leo, you might not believe this, but you are invincible. You are indestructible. Kind of like you are an immortal, because you are a soul. It's just that, you're living in this 3D body, but at the end of the day, your soul does live on, and it's continuing to do whatever your mission is. So whatever is holding you back, especially if it's something that happened in your past, just let it go. Okay. It's like 8 of Cups. It's the death card. This is about you really, really moving to a higher level of consciousness. This is about you really stepping into that higher self that you've always been meant to be, so that you can step into that unlimited power that you actually have. Now, the bottom of the deck is the bee, Queen Bee. Here we have community. You are a powerful creator. See, your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the queen of abundance. Exactly. Whether you're male or female, Leo, you are the queen of abundance. What was I talking about? When you are leveling up and you release all those blockages, release the past and everything, and you step into your power, you start to attract all of the wonderful things that God has waiting for you. I talked about the abundance, right? That's why I was stepping into that eagle power, and the eagle spirit is benefiting you, not just for this week, but going forward. Some of you may want to look up more about what the eagle represents here and how the eagle spirit can further assist you. But when you are really stepping into that eagle power, and you are having this really keen eyesight, and it's kind of like being laser focused, like the Knight of Wands, not the Knight of Wands, it's the Knight of Swords or the Ace of Swords, maybe even the King of Swords. And you're starting to look at things in a certain way, and you start getting all these ideas. It's like sharp ideas, this intellect, this wisdom that you gain from this, right? And it says your wisdom inspires the world. So, but when you're soaring above the clouds and you're looking at things from a different perspective, seeing the bigger picture, you're going to be able to better understand what your purpose is here and how you're going to execute that, how you're going to live it. All right. So, and with that comes the abundance, right? When you have that power and you know those abilities about yourself, that you are not second guessing, you're not putting any limitations to what it is you can and can't do. It brings all of these beautiful gifts, right? And again, with the top line there, you are a powerful creator. Absolutely. You are the magician. You create your destiny. You are also the charioteer, the chariot, because you are the driver of your destiny. All right. Whatever guidance you're being given is the guidance that God wants you to follow, so that he can lead you to where he wants you to be. Because at the end of the day, God knows more about what is best for us than we do. It's always been like that. It will always be like that. And yeah, for those of you in the public eye here, or even regardless, but I'm hearing some of you who are public figures, who are really literally in the spotlight, your work blesses everything you touch. Some of you, again, you're very inspirational, you're very motivational. They want you to continue doing that. There's like this leveling up. For those of you who've already kind of achieved some sort of spiritual mastery, it's like you've undergone, or you're undergoing some healing process, and you are about to embark on the next level of your spiritual growth. It's like there's this big jump here, maybe with timelines or something, I don't know. But some of you, there's a big leveling up with how much you have achieved thus far. Some of you may be feeling an immense amount of power to really drive forward what your mission is, because some of you are already fulfilling your mission, and doing so with what you have been following your guidance on. It's going to bring you a lot more abundance. I'm also it says something with sweetness. Maybe it's going to bring in love into your life. If the love stuff isn't there, maybe maybe that's where you might feel you're not fully abundant. Maybe for some of you, the love thing isn't just there yet. You have everything else except for the love. So I'm seeing like Two of Cups, Lover's card type of energy, maybe Ace of Cups, where something is going to shift for you, because whatever test you were undergoing, whatever setback you had, it was to get you to really step back into this power, but like leveling up your abilities and really starting to see the incredible being that you have been the entire time. All right, so that's why it says be open to receiving sweetness. Yeah, I keep seeing something about love with this sweetness thing. It's not just more abundance that's coming into your life, Leo, but I'm seeing being open to what is possible with regards to some sort of love that may be coming in for you. Okay, that's for some, not for all. And others of you, this is about being open to receiving, right? Because some of you may be giving and giving and giving, and you need to receive. It's like Six of Pentacles, having that balance, right? Understanding that, you know, you have to balance that out. If you're putting too much into work or into a relationship and nobody's giving back to you, you got to pull yourself back and say, okay, let me set some boundaries. Let me just reevaluate this and start allowing myself to take instead of give. Right? And maybe you should start telling yourself you are the queen of abundance. I'm hearing for some of you, you should start utilizing that as your affirmation every day, saying that 3 times a day type of thing. Okay. I'm also hearing good luck with this, like good luck and abundance. I'm seeing Wheel of Fortune, but let's see. Let's see what the tarot says in regards to what you need to focus on. What does Leo need to focus on for this week? Please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. By the way, if you hear some background sounds, my son is gaming in the room next to me. My altar is right next to his room because our rooms are adjacent. But anyway, just in case you're wondering, okay, you're not going crazy or anything. So let's see. What does Leo need to focus on for this week? Please and thank you. I'm hearing following your passions. That's kind of like Ace of Wands, Page of Wands energy. Let's see what comes up. What does Leo need to focus on? It's so funny when these types of low vibrational cards come in because this doesn't make sense, does it? It's the 9 of Swords. All right, so maybe what you need to focus on, Leo, is releasing this fear, worry, hopelessness, despair. But because this is here, I am seeing, and I was talking about healing, right? Some of you have been going through some healing process, probably because you might have been in these energies. Okay. Now, if you were in these energies, this is talking about some sort of recovery, right? You're seeing clearly now. This is about being into the clear. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. That's what I just heard. All right. Finding peace, seeing the light. You're finding the solace after some pain. Okay. And I did pick up on some of you, or there was at least one person here where there was a lot of pain. Okay. You felt like you were okay, but you really weren't okay. But you started to realize that you needed to do something about it. Again, that's for some, not for all. Because even though this is not in the reverse, I read intuitively, but if it's in the focus position. So this is really you focusing, for some of you, more on finding solace from this pain, right? Not feeling so down and out and maybe losing sleep or feeling remorse and anguish, hopelessness, very, very dark thoughts, right? Guilt or regret. Those are very, very low vibrational energies, Leo. So this is Spirit telling you to come out of these, do some meditation, focus more on self-care, right? Like 4 Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles type of thing. Even the Empress card, right? Really loving yourself. Even Ace of Cups or the Star card, where there's renewal, rejuvenation here to wash away these 9 of Swords energies. All right. And some of you are overcoming this now. And that's where this power is coming in, or you need to step into this power, right? Let go of the past and soar above the clouds. You're guided by Spirit. The heavens are here. God is here. Your angels. Everyone is here for you, Leo. So you need to find more peace within yourself. Some of you are starting to do that. Like I said, you need to continue doing that. You need to continue rising above all of this lower vibrational energy that the 9 of Swords comes with. The more peace you have within yourself, and I was talking about maintaining your inner peace, right? The more peace you have within, the higher your vibration gets, and the less stress you'll feel, right? There's anxiety and stress with this card. You gotta balance that out. where with whatever it is that's stressing you out, that's giving you anxiety, and if it has to do with the past, Leo, you got to cut that out. You got to leave that behind. Because this is blocking your abundance. This is keeping you from elevating your vibration. Vibrating at the violet flame level, the highest frequency of all, is really going to help you release all of this Nine of Swords energy. But you're going to have to take the steps to do that. You have to say your affirmations. You're going to have to believe more in yourself, and you have to focus more on, you know, the fact that you are embarking on this spiritual journey if you haven't already. That way, when things come in your life in the future, you're not really going to be so affected by it where it stresses you out or it gives you anxiety or worry. There's something here about worrying. Some of you may be worrying way too much about something, maybe your finances or your future, what you're supposed to do with your life. When you are much closer to God and you are constantly connecting with God, it's like the Hierophant, that direct line of communication, and you're understanding what the true meaning of life is, that worry goes out the window. Trust me, I've been there. I used to worry about so many things. But when you have that high level of unwavering faith and trust in God, it goes away. And sometimes it'll creep in, and that's when you go back to your prayer, asking God, your angels, your ancestors, to help you get through whatever this is, to help you alleviate this pain, this suffering, right? This mental anguish, whatever dark thoughts you're having, okay? This is about you. If you're in this now, Leo, when you do all these things to better yourself, you're going to be more into the clear, okay? You're going to find more peace, this solace. You're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And for some of you, you've been going through this, things are going to get much better for you now. This is why when they talk about with the Queen Bee there, that is going to... those of you who are already working on yourselves and finding more at peace and doing your healing work and overcoming the past or overcoming sleepless nights or anxiety or worry or stress, whatever this is, that opens up the abundance to come in, right? Because lower vibrational energies attract lower vibrational things. That's why we got to elevate ourselves, to raise the vibration so that we attract the things that come with the light: peace, love, abundance, solace, right? It's about the light. Some of you, if you're in this a lot, Leo, you need to break this cycle of worry. I'm thinking for more of you, it's like worries and fears here. Fears about the unknown, fears about what you're supposed to be doing with your life, or about maybe achieving this mastery of understanding who you really are supposed to be this lifetime. Or maybe it's the past that's really affecting you. And look, we have the High Priestess here at the bottom of the deck. There's that full moon there. This is really about listening to your divine guidance, the insights and downloads you've been getting from God, your angels, your spirit team, all of the above. They're giving you these messages, Leo, to do something or to stop something. And it probably is very well dealing with stopping this Knight of Swords energy, right? Others of you, because you've been listening to your intuition, because you are highly psychic and you are an empath and you're not allowing your empathic abilities to really get the best of you, where sometimes with the big empaths here, because maybe some of you are Heyoka empaths. If you know what that is, look it up. I've gotten to that point where my empathic nature would end up having me feel everyone's stress, everyone's worries and anxieties. I had to learn how to get into this, to master my emotions and to learn how to ground. It was amazing how I learned how to not pick up on other people's energies. And sometimes I would get literally sick from it. There was a time I was having lunch with my son. I had to take off my shoes and put my feet on the concrete beneath me where we were eating. okay? Because the people around me, I saw things that were horrible. I felt things. It was insane, you guys. And then I was like, angels, I need your assistance. And then they said, put your feet on the ground right now. So they're like, you have to take off your shoes. And I did that. And I put my feet on the ground and I started to say a prayer, and everything got sent back to all those individuals who were surrounding me, because my son and I were eating outside. So maybe some of you need to start doing that. If you're a huge empath here, again, maybe you're a Heyoka one. Now, for others of you with the higher self, as I was talking about, being more in alignment with this, okay? You are the high priestess. You can overcome all of these things. She doesn't really get affected so much by emotions. She is able to tap in to her higher powers, where she gains that power to overcome lower vibrational energies, right? And there's the energy of the moon there, right? It's about overcoming those fears. It's about overcoming those uncertainties, those ambiguities about things that you are unsure about, or whatever fears and worries you guys have, you have to let that go. When you step into the energy of the high priestess, she's a high vibrational individual. That's because she's very aligned with her higher self, right? This is about that sacred wisdom. Your soul already knows how to handle the 3D world, Leo. Okay? This is about really tapping more into your subconscious mind. The subconscious, not the monkey mind here, right? This is so much mental anguish and activity. Your brain is going haywire, Leo. This is for some, not for all. That conscious mind, you need to be more in the subconscious mind, okay? Others of you, yeah, with your divine wisdom, you know, your wisdom inspires the world. You are in this energy right now, and there's a leveling up here. I'm hearing there's a leveling up. For those of you who already are in your path, it's like a whole other level that you are embarking on, and you're really going to become even more powerful, I just heard. Let's see what it is you need to avoid. What does Leo need to avoid? Oh, goodness. Thank you, Spirit. We have the Three of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. Okay. Here's this energy here. All right. I'm going to start with this. Some of you feel like, again, there's a loss here. And I know some of you have lost somebody. And I did pick up on somebody losing a father. All right. This guy looks like he wants to go. It's like he's thinking about the past. And here are these cups, right? Cups that didn't fulfill him. It could even be love. It could be relationships that didn't work out. And you're like, you know, maybe the love thing isn't coming. That's why I picked up for some of you. Maybe the love isn't there yet. But there's God. There's that white light calling you back. Saying, hey, Leo, there's something else you're not seeing. I think I was talking about the light at the end of the tunnel, right? I might have been saying that. I can't remember what I was saying because I channel a lot. But there's still something for you here, Leo. This is also talking about that, this is the light at the end of the tunnel card. Don't think that with all these cups that didn't serve you, that you're going to continue to find cups that don't serve you. No. What's behind you is the light. It's not a cup, but that portal is going to bring you to something. It could very well bring you to the Ace of Cups, okay? With whatever grief or regret there is, we got to let that go. Some of you, you're still kind of healing from the loss of somebody, a parent or whatever, even a pet. But Spirit is telling you to not get caught up in these energies. With whatever this anxiety and worry is about, and with the Five of Cups and the Rider-Waite, you're focusing on the 3 cups that are spilt. It's like crying over spilt milk, right? And you don't see the 2 cups behind you. We don't want to focus on the things we don't have or the things that are not working out. We want to focus on what we do have, what can work out. The 2 of Cups is behind you. See, and he's looking back here. Some of you, it's just like, some of you want to walk away from love altogether. Some of you are just like standing there wallowing in your sorrows. Because for some of you, this is about love. Like, well, I don't really have the love, or I thought love was going to work out, but it didn't. But that light is there, okay? You know what's on the other side of that portal, but God's trying to tell you, Leo, that there's something magical behind that portal, or when you go through that portal. But there's something about leaving the sadness in the past. Something that didn't work out in the past, you got to leave it there. If it's a loss from somebody, you know, you continue to grieve and things like that, but you continue to find your peace, right? The solace from the pain. You continue to do your healing. It's like for some of you, you're going to come out of this fine. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. And for some who've lost an actual family member or lost somebody in their lives, it could be kind of challenging. But know that if you continue to find that peace within yourself, and you continue to take better care of yourself and laugh more and live your life, it'll get better as the days pass, okay? But we don't want to get so caught up. I'm hearing depression here. That's what I'm hearing. Do not allow yourself to fall into depression, because 5 of Cups and Knight of Swords for me is like serious depression here, okay? We got to come out of that. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. This is about not following through with things, okay? Some of you may need to be setting some sort of schedules for something. Some of you need to start writing down things more, is what I heard. I don't know, it's for somebody here. But this guy in this position, there's no follow through with the Page of Pentacles, okay? This is somebody who is not faithful. This is somebody, this also talks about inner child, okay? Maybe there's something here from your past, your childhood past. Maybe there are ancestral patterns here where maybe you are prone to anxiety, worry. Maybe there's something here about mental illness, okay? Or a history of depression, something like that. But with this guy with the no follow through here, it's like some of you have a tendency to procrastinate. That's what God wants you to avoid. Again, this is about sticking to your journey. And for some of you with the leveling up, maybe you've undergone a lot of stuff and it's been a little bit grueling for you to continue forward. But they want you to persevere. It's like 9 of Wands, 7 of Wands, even Knight of Pentacles, where you just stay dedicated to your work. You continue to do the hard work, but you have to balance stuff out, okay? This is also, it could be where you might not be learning from your mistakes, okay? But maybe some of you are starting to learn more about your past mistakes. They don't want you to go back to doing those same things, because some of you have learned a lot from these things. Others of you still need to learn more lessons, okay? Something here where, especially with the love stuff, some of you are like worrying about something. If you are a light counterpart / twin flame, maybe you might be focusing too much on what happened in the past, and you're wondering why this love isn't coming in. But this is really low vibrational energies, guys. And if you're focusing too much on the cups that have spilled over, it's not going to do you any good. It's not going to raise your vibration. If you are a counterpart, you have to be vibrating at a very high frequency, which is the violet flame frequency, if you want to not only achieve union with self, but in order to manifest physical sacred union. These low vibrational energies are not going to help with that, okay? That's why you got to step into this ego power here and start working on mastering, you know, your spiritual gifts and being more in tune with your higher self, in alignment with your higher self. So it's time for you to do some hard work, Leo. Some of you got to start setting goals for yourself, because right now some of you are focusing too much on the love and you might be staying stagnant and you're not stepping into your power. If you are a counterpart, guys, you know, this is not about them. It's about you. It's not about the romance. It's not about that type of love that we think we want. This is a higher love, okay? So some of you really need to start working on setting some goals for yourself and laying a better solid foundation for your future. All right, this is about you being ambitious and getting excited about learning new things. Okay, this is the student here. Some of you need to start really learn how to level up your skills. And I was talking about that earlier. Some of you are leveling up on something, or some of you need to learn something new, okay, to keep your mind off whatever is causing Nine of Swords, Five of Cups. And then we have Three of Pentacles. There's like a third party situation here. There is, it's like some of you don't want to work on things. Okay, that's what I'm getting with this. I mean, yeah, this is the collaboration card. This is the teamwork card. And the Rider-Waite, there are 3 people, right? And usually it looks like they're working together to build that cathedral or to build something in that church or whatever it is that they're doing. But, you know, I think with this, with collaboration, it's about you co-creating with the universe. Because look what this guy's doing here. It's like either he's calling Stonehenge in or he's sending it out. But this guy's a very powerful individual. I mean, you can't just move Stonehenge off the ground, right? This is you also aligning your mind, body, and soul, because when you have those things aligned, it helps you to attract that abundance and it helps you to stand more in your power so that you can start building something masterful for yourself. All right. This also talks about in this position that you're not committed to your purpose. Some of you are not committed to your own goals. Again, this is about you setting something up for yourself, like a business or leveling up on the skills that God gave you, right? Because if you're focusing so much on the love, Leo, it's not going to get you anywhere. And that's what a lot of people kind of misunderstand about this life, is everyone's looking for the soulmate this, the light counterpart that, the twin flame that. But we're supposed to be about here to evolve and to grow. The soulmate, the true love, will come after we have leveled ourselves up. That's what I had to learn the hard way. And now that I've changed it and I looked at it from a different perspective, right? A bigger picture, everything changed for me, and I started to attract all of these amazing things into my life. And I started to realize I'm living my best life and I don't have the love yet. God wanted me to build my empire, or start building it first, because I know I still have other things that I need to build upon with my empire, but you get the point. I had to start working for myself and leveling up and being in alignment with my higher self and vibrate at that high frequency so that I could prepare myself for the higher love, which is the true love. So some of you need to really start focusing on building for you, co-creating with the universe. There may be some third-party friction here where it's interfering with your growth, the evolution of the soul, okay? This is also not learning from past mistakes. We have it twice with the Page of Pentacles here in this position, okay? And this guy here, not learning from the past, okay? We talked about let go of the past and soar. That past is holding you back, Leo. This is for some of you, not for all of you. Like you're in a disharmonious state. Your mind, body, and soul are all out of alignment, okay? That ends up having a ripple effect into everything else that you do in life. And of course, you're not going to be attracting certain things that God wants you to have, all right? This could also be you're not motivated to do the hard work. Three of Pentacles is working. It's co-creating with the universe. It's really doing what you love to do. And it's about following your dharma, okay? Starting to, again, with some skill that you have, building upon that skill. You got to work on that. You got to work on that. The love will come later. For those of you who are like all, sad about the love not being there, trust me, I was in the same boat, guys. That's not what where my priorities were lying. It was like I was Two of Pentacles. I was not setting my priorities straight. Okay? You got to find what you do, what you love to do, and that's really going to kick in that motivation right here. But make sure that you don't allow third-party things to interfere, whether it's distractions with people, things, social media, whatever this is. Balance your life out. Align those things that are going to help you to ascend. And the bottom of the deck is the World. Yeah, there's stagnancy here. Some of you are delaying your progress. Okay, some of you are actually like, it's like there's something about doing the hard work. Some of you are like, I can't do this, or I don't want to do this. Some of you are like, I just want the love to come in. But here's the thing. If that's you, Leo, as I was saying before, there's a love that God wants for you, not the love that you think you want. Okay? Trust me. I just thought like having a boyfriend or whatever was going to be, all fine and dandy and things, but I kept attracting pretty unfulfilling relationships. I did. That's because I was low vibrational. And I was never happy fully. I mean, I did have good times in the relationships that I had to include the previous marriage. But even that marriage wasn't fulfilling. I was not entirely happy, especially towards the end, until I finally put my foot down and I walked out. And I filed for divorce, and that changed everything too. So some of you, there's delays here, lack of completion, again, no follow through. Okay, stagnation. There's also disappointments. Maybe somebody keeps disappointing you and it's just throwing you off course. And again, it's kind of like the Tower card. It's like divine intervention is going to happen here, Leo, for you to get you back on your path. And for others of you with the World card here, this is about ending a certain major chapter in your life. It's like you're closing the book to something. That's why I said for some of you who've already been in this journey and you took some time to reevaluate what it was that you needed to do. And when you brought more peace into your life, when you started to heal, now this is a greater leveling up. Again, there's a new book that you're going to be writing. Some of you are getting a lot more motivated to start writing in that book. And it's going to be something different than you've ever written, is what I'm being told. Okay. So, but others of you, there's like, you're not following through, setting your goals, and you're just like Nine of Swords energy. Like, I just can't do this, this hopelessness. Nothing is working in my favor. But are you doing the hard work, Leo? Are you really putting in all that effort? Because again, with this card here, there's the lack of completion. Seeking shortcuts. It's like taking shortcuts to get things done, thinking that, either you're trying to speed up union or you're supposed to speed up your healing. No, you need to take time to heal. You need to take time to start working towards your dharma, leveling up. For me, as a light counterpart, I've been in my journey for 6+ years. I just hit my 6-year mark. Okay. And I'm being tested quite a lot because God's trying to see if I've really learned my lessons, and not what comes. Even after you've gotten to the violet flame frequency and you're living your dharma and doing all these amazing things and you've healed your inner child, you're no longer a distorted masculine or feminine. You are divine feminine Christ or divine masculine Christ. I've been that way for well over a year, but it's still going through the motions because now it's like super test time for me. Okay, so for some of you, if you're not there yet, this is what's going to happen. It's a long process, okay? So don't try to take shortcuts to rush things to complete, okay? There's no need for speed here, all right? We're on soul time, not human time. So there's something here with that. Now, with the others of you, there's some sort of recognition here. You're going to be recognized greatly for something, and there's like some exciting opportunity that's coming your way. All right. This is very good news. This is for another group of you. All right. Something that you thought was lost really wasn't lost. Because again, the Two of Cups, they're behind you. They never went away. Again, I did channel some of you. There's love coming in here. Okay. And that's going to start a whole new world for you. Not only with the success and recognition with whatever it is you're doing, with following your dharma, with your job, or whatever it is that you're doing, Leo. I did say that there's like love coming in with this. At some point, don't ask me when. You could get a personal reading if you want to know that. But even then, God has full control over that. I can probably predict something for you, but it's really God's doing, right? Let's see why the Nine of Swords is here. Why is the Nine of Swords here? Please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. And here is the Knight of Cups. Oh gosh, we got two knights, really? Here is the Knight of Cups. This is you going after your Holy Grail. This is about you trusting your instincts and following your emotions. This is following your heart, Leo. Maybe, Leo, for some of you, you got your heart broken. This is a heartbreaker. Maybe by a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but it doesn't have to be. There's something here where this guy came prancing in. He is a charmer. He's very romantic. But if he's in this, okay, if he's not his positive side, because there's a positive, negative to every card, he could be emotionally manipulative. He can act all charming and very chivalrous to you to try to get something else out of you, okay? Sometimes the guy who does this, the shadow side of this knight, he can play with your emotions, okay? This is the heartbreaker, all right? So that might be for some of you why you are in this energy right here. We want to find our peace from this, okay? Again, if somebody who's trying to come in and out of your life, or somebody who's acting like this, you have to cut that cord, okay? Now, if this is your counterpart, some of the counterparts do this, but you have to not get into these energies here, right? This is a lesson you need to learn. Some of you are not learning from your past mistakes because you're allowing this guy to continue to break your heart. Or girl, okay? Let me put it that way. It doesn't have to be a guy. It can be a female, all right? Maybe for some of you, you have to be honest with yourselves. Let me tell you, I've been in the same crap. I got kicked in the ass by the universe because I was not learning my lessons, okay? I was this with the World card. I was delaying. I knew that I needed to break away from this king here, king, knight, and I didn't until I had a tower moment. All right, don't let the tower moment happen to you guys. If this is part of your story, okay? We don't want to be dealing with people who are continuously breaking our heart every time just because, you know, we could be strongly attracted, because this is attraction and infatuation, okay? No, we don't want to get caught up in this. All right, others of you, this is about you really starting to trust your instincts and your emotions. You're going to be following your heart more, and that's going to help you bring more peace and solace into your life, okay? When you are following this all the time, you start to see the light more. You start to trust your instincts more, your intuition more, and you're not worrying about things like I said earlier. when you are really in alignment with that divine love of God, when you have that direct line communication with God, and God is in this cup, he is in the Ace of Cups, okay? That is divine love. The Holy Grail is the love of God. When you have that with you at all times, again, with rejuvenation and renewal, you feel purified, and you're no longer giving into this worry, this anxiety, stress, hopelessness. You know when to drink from that cup to heal you, okay? So some of you need to really continue to be the light side, the positive side of the Knight of Cups, so that you no longer get into this Nine of Swords energy, okay? The bottom of the deck is the Knight of Pentacles. This is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. Maybe you're dealing with an earth sign. Doesn't have to be. But I think I said Knight of Pentacles, did I not? I said you need to stick to your guns, Leo. You need to stay committed to your goals. You need to take responsibility for your life's choices and for your actions. We do have the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles here, where you're non-committal, or maybe somebody's non-committal to you, okay? Maybe that's why they're breaking your heart. And that's what's causing you sadness. We don't want to be dealing with people who do this. I've been in the same boat, Leo, and then I had my tower moment because I wasn't freaking listening, okay? I got out of that bullshit. And for some of you dealing with that, and I am Leo rising, Leo North Node, so this is my old story right here. I'm not going to lie to you guys, okay? With the group of you who were like, you know, saddened about like somebody who was just like, oh, I'm so attracted to this person, and they're all nice and chivalrous and stuff, but then they break your heart every time. Nope. I was in this too. This is part of my life's lesson. I was not learning from my past mistakes. I was not learning from my lessons. I wasn't focusing on me. Some of you need to focus on you. You need to be dedicated and committed to what it is that God has sent you here for. Okay? You got to take responsibility for your actions. With the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles here, you are, again, World card, lack of completion. You're not following through with what God wants you to do. Focusing on your goals, leveling up your skills, working on your Dharma, okay? Following your life's purpose. That's what Dharma is if you don't already know. You got to be persistent, all right? Especially with your healing, because this guy talks about healing. He is very, what I want to say, he is very serious about his well-being. He takes very good care of himself, okay? And now when he's working on something, he is really detailed about it. He works very hard. But even though he knows it may take a while, especially with healing, he's going to get to his destination. He's going to complete those goals. He's going to have success, right? We did see the World card, right? There is success for you guys here. There is accomplishment and achievement, but some of you are not sticking to your guns. You're not staying committed to the goals that you really should be setting for yourself. And if you have goals for yourself, but then somebody comes back out of nowhere, a love interest or something, and you get derailed and you stop focusing on your self-growth and stuff, that's not going to work. Some of you are going backwards because of that. Again, with the Five of Cups, a setback. This is a temporary setback because apparently somebody, third party, right? Somebody's interfering with your progress here. Slow progress. But some of you really need to stay committed to this, all right? Others of you with the leveling up, you've put in a lot of hard work into this, Leo. You started to really focus on your healing. You started to live up to taking responsibility. You took responsibility for your actions, for your life's choices. Some of you admitted yourself to others about how, you know, you needed to work on some things, or you told yourself, Leo, you need to work on some stuff. But this guy takes his time, especially with healing, because we cannot rush the healing. That's why I was saying no rushing. He's the slowest knight in the deck, okay? But that is fine, because he will be successful. He knows he has to take his time so that everything turns out perfectly, especially when it comes to his health and his well-being, because that takes a lot of time. All right, let's see why the Five of Cups is here, the Three of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. I saw that. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Knight of Pentacles is also patience, okay? Patience. And I say that because I saw the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is about patience. Divine timing, guys. Divine timing is at play here. If you are a light counterpart / twin flame and, you know, you're wondering about this love thing, it comes in its own time. I talked about soul time and not human time, right? Not only with your healing, but it's with the love too. And some of you with like doing the healing work, if you're trying to take shortcuts with your healing, it's not going to work. You guys are trying to control the wheel of fortune. That's when the universe kicks you in the ass, when you're like, Leo, can you just hold on a little bit? You need to have a little bit more patience. You do your part, we will work the rest of the magic. That's why with the co-creation of the universe is important here. You do your part, let God take care of the rest. Some of you, you need to be more patient, all right? Because everything happens in divine timing. When you let go of the need to want to know what's happening or the outcome, or you're trying to take shortcuts, or you're trying to force things to happen, it does not work in your favor. And some of you Leos are realizing that now, or you need to realize that now. All right? You got to focus on manifesting your dreams. It's about your dreams. Again, with some of you with the love stuff, that is not your focus right now. And I say this, guys, because I have been there. It changed my whole world when I started to focus on myself. All right? This is also about postponing things. Lack of progress. You're stalling. Again, there's stagnation here. You guys got to focus on you. Doing the hard work, focusing on your life's purpose. Again, if you don't know what that is, I can help you with that. Just check out the description box. Okay? I got caught up in that too. God wants you to manifest your dreams. You got to level up. This is the leveling up card. This is the making forward progress card. This is you being able to manifest. When you are in these lower vibrational energies, Leo, it blocks the manifestation of your abundance, like I was saying. There is no progress here. And I talked about that with this card in this position, clarifying these here. And we have like 2 3s. Okay? It's like the Ascended Masters are here to assist you, mastery, but you got to ask them for their help. You got to focus on your mastery, okay? There's like a sense of thinking small here instead of thinking big, the bigger picture, higher perspective with this eagle energy here, right? But patience is needed here, Leo. Divine timing is at play. Look, I talked about 4 of Swords. I said 4 of Swords, right? You got to meditate. You got to go within. You got to focus on your self-care. This also talks about taking a vacation, taking breaks, retreating. Okay? You need to retreat from someone. You need to retreat from... You need to really heal these energies here, Leo. Okay? This is about your healing. You are stalling the progress of your healing. I said that. That's for some, not for all. Okay? This is really about you taking action, focusing on your healing. You got to take a break. And healing takes a while, okay? 2 of Wands. Afraid to step out of your comfort zone? You need to follow the path that is illuminated for you, Leo. God has already set that path ablaze for you, and you're looking the opposite way. Well, that thing's got too much light, it's got too much fire. Am I supposed to follow that? Am I supposed to go through the huge woods and climb over the mountains here? That seems very challenging and very difficult. It's going to take me a long time, but this is what God wants you to do, Leo. You got to take that leap of faith, and you got to get through. Don't let that stag let you block your path. Go around it. God is lighting the way. You got to take the path less traveled, though. Some of you are taking shortcuts. There are no shortcuts with this. He has to go through that forest, and he has to climb through those mountains in order to get to his destination, in order for him to achieve his goals and be in alignment with his higher self. The spiritual work is not easy, guys. It's not. But when you get to the top of that mountain, wait till you see the view below you and all the progress that you've made. You are not going to believe the person you were all along and what you were truly capable of when you go through this journey. Okay, it's a journey of the unknown. You don't know what's on the other side of those mountains, but you're going to be able to see what's on the other side when you get to the top. And you're going to end up realizing a lot more things too when you do this. Okay. And some of you with this journey of healing and leveling up, you're going to have to go at this alone. There's only one person here. Okay. There's only one person here who's about to embark on this journey. You need to reassess things here, Leo. You need to make adjustments. This is also about setting goals for yourself, making plans. I need to make a better plan for myself as to how I'm going to work on myself. Some of you, yeah, you haven't defined your purpose yet. Some of you a little confused. Like I said, I will be more than willing to help with helping you find that purpose. Trust me, I did not know that I was supposed to be doing this, okay? This is totally different from systems engineering, hands down. I mean, I kind of sort of miss it, but you know, I still dabble in my IT stuff every now and again. But that wasn't my calling. This is. And for some of you, you're kind of confused as to what your purpose is. I ended up finding that out because my God and my angels were leading me to all different types of things. And of course, I am a light counterpart, and my counterpart was the catalyst. He was the one who activated my gifts, actually. It's in my chart. So you got to strategize here. You got to make some plans and set some goals for yourself. Because for some of you, with love being on the brain and thinking that love is going to make you happy and that's what all you need, it's not. I'm here to tell you guys it's not. And all my clients, when they, you know, and this is not a bash on them or you, right? I pass no judgment on anybody. I have no right to do that because look, I've been there. But when I talk with my clients, and I know everybody wants to get the love. They want to talk about love. That's why I don't do love readings. Now, if you ask a personal reading and you want to ask about it, fine. I have no problem. But you know what always comes out? Every time when somebody asks about love, God always has cards or whatever. My channeling comes out with, you're not supposed to be focusing on love. You have a higher purpose here. You're supposed to be focusing on living your Dharma. And some people don't like that. But you know what? I can't control that, right? But let me tell you, the life you're going to end up living is way better than just having some romantic relationship. I'm going to tell you that flat out right now. But when you are living your life's purpose, you're going to attract the Two of Cups energy, okay? You will find somebody who is your companion. You want a companion, not just a romantic partner. That's where a lot of us go all wrong because everyone's telling us, oh, you need to have a soulmate and you need a romantic partner and this and this and this. I got caught up in that bullshit and it just like screwed up my life in a sense. It really did. Until I realized that I needed to attract the higher love. That's essentially what God wants for us, okay? Start making adjustments. It's time to reassess and reevaluate what is really important for you. And I'm getting for you guys right now, it's not the love. Now, for those of you who've been leveling up and your progress, your ships are coming in, Leo. There's abundance here, okay? We saw the Queen of Abundance. You guys, there's some sweetness here. And I did say there's some of you, like love is on one of those ships, okay? Hold the vision, trust the processes, the Two of Wands for me. It's hope for the future. There's something that's about to show up across that horizon for you, Leo. For those of you who have been healing, taking a new direction, who've been leveling up, really stepping more into the next level of your power. Because again, you've been doing the healing, okay? You learned how to take breaks. You learned how to take vacations. You learned how to balance your work and your personal life. And now your ships are coming in, okay? Things that were once silent, it's like there's going to be more activity, I'm hearing, okay? This also talks about making long-term plans for those of you who need to start planning on things. And then we have the Strength card. Here you are, Leo. Some of you need to really boost up your confidence, the abilities within yourself, okay? You are more powerful than you think you are. Again, we have the eagle spirit right here, okay? You've got to find that strength within you. This is also about recovery. This is about you focusing on your healing. And when you do this alone, you end up achieving this tremendous amount of strength. And if you are a counterpart, you need this to prepare not only for your individual mission, but for your joint mission. Because what happens? The brighter your light gets, the more the dark forces try to come at you, the more people who pretend to be of the light, they come after you. They're more of the dark, and they start trying to sway you back to the dark side. It's almost kind of like freaking Star Wars, right? I mean, look what happened to Anakin Skywalker. Think about that one. You see how of the light he was? But in my opinion, he didn't have that strength. He didn't take that extra time or whatever it was to really level up and to be really, really strong so that he wouldn't be turned to the dark, so that he wouldn't turn to the dark side, okay? He ended up getting, there was this weakness about him, and then he became what? Darth Vader, okay? But look at Luke Skywalker. He was close, but he built up that strength, and he did all that training, right? Spent some time, but he didn't give in like his dad did. You see here? This is what God wants you to do. He doesn't want you to end up as Anakin Skywalker. He wants you to be Luke Skywalker. I don't know why Star Wars is coming into this reading, but it is. All right? There's like this vulnerability here. Some of you are a little bit too vulnerable, and that's what causes you to kind of go experience setbacks. Okay, and then you lose focus on your goals. You lose sight of what you are here to really do. And this is about your healing, okay, recovery. This is the taming of the beast, too. This is about restrictions. You got to find that power within yourself to stop blocking your abundance here. And for others of you with the healing, yes, there's recovery here. Again, with the strength and the power, there's a leveling up with this, Leo. For those of you who really reevaluated, you know, your life and started to change things, there's great healing here. You're even more stronger than what you were before is what I'm getting. Okay. All right, let's see what your spirit guidance is. All right, Leo. Let's see what guidance we have for you for this week. Spirit guides, angels, galactic family. Pleading spirits, please reveal to us for our highest good. What guidance do we have for Leo? Please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. Oh my God, really? Sheesh. Hold up. They gave you a lot. They want me to take all of them. Okay. Yeah, see. All right. We have guardian angel. You're not alone. What was I saying? You have that. I said ascended masters here, right? They're here to help you. If you've been seeing white feathers or you start seeing white feathers, that is the angelic realm telling you that they are close to you. They are here to support you. Ask them for help. All you got to do is ask. And whatever guidance they give you, Leo, you follow through with it. Okay? This is confirmation of this reading. If you really start seeing more white feathers, and they will show up out of nowhere, trust me. Okay? You're not alone. You are never alone, Leo. Your guides, your ancestors, angels, God are always with you. They're here for your support. They're here to help you support this. Look at this, guys. It's another eagle here. This is Father Sky. Trust in the unknown. I was talking about that fear of the unknown, right? We don't want to give in to that. Not only do you not fear it, you have to trust in it. There's some beauty here when it comes to embarking on those unknown journeys, okay? And look, there is another eagle here. This is very, very significant, guys. With the mastery, let go of the past. You are on a spiritual journey. You are guided by winds of spirit. Spirit is supporting you. Your wisdom inspires the world. Look, it's another one. It's here 3 times. Leo, eagle, see from a higher perspective. That's exactly what I was saying. The Shaolin master, be graceful in movement and action. Trader, exchange energy to create abundance. Exactly. If you are in lower vibrational energies, you're not going to attract the abundance. This is also telling me with this trader energy, equal give and take, right? When you give your time, money, and energy for the greater good of humanity, you get that back. All right? So maybe some of you need to be doing more like charity, donations, that type of thing. You can donate to Action Against Hunger with the Thanksgiving campaign that I'm doing. That will help you with attracting more abundance. Because money is energy. Elder, move beyond ancestral patterns. What was I talking about with your ancestral patterns? I was exactly right there confirming what I said. Some of you are supposed to be the golden link to stop with these ancestral patterns that I talked about earlier. Shaman, trust in higher forces. Absolutely. The spiritual realm, God, everyone. You need to trust in this. Some of you have got like, you're supposed to be a shaman this lifetime. It's funny because it reminds me of my son. He calls the stuff that I do shamany. We have the shield maiden. Make plans and focus. Exactly. I can't stress that enough. I talked about that. Autumn. Release the old and rest. Those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, this is autumn right now. So you really need to start preparing for winter here because winter is coming. You got to release the past. Release what doesn't serve you. And of course, rest. Yeah, with the 4 swords there. I said retreat. Take a break. Take vacations. Meditate. You got to balance that out with your personal life with your work life. The seer. See beyond the current situation. See what's seeing things from the higher perspective, the bigger picture. This is what you got to be doing, guys. I usually read the book, but it's going to take me too long. That they said to just go through the cards. The bottom of the deck is snake, shed old skin. They do want me to read this, and I did for some of you with the leveling up, because some of you guys, if you watch my other readings, most likely this is why you're at a different level now of your journey and your life's purpose. You were shedding the old skin. Okay, that's why you're now going to be this brand new snake. Not that you are a snake, but you know what I mean, right? Okay, they had me open to autumn, but there's something here they want me to read. Release all the pressure and expectation weighing you down. Shed it all so that you can recover before moving into a time of renewal. I talked about renewal. There's the shedding again. Here it is. Cast off the old. Reveal your true colors, talents, and gifts to the world. What was I talking about? What was I talking about? The snake offers powerful medicine and spiritual traditions and tantric teachings. It symbolizes the kundalini, which is the powerful serpentine energy within that allows you to reach your highest spiritual potential. When the sacred ones saw a snake in nature or encountered one in a dream, they knew that there was transformation in the air. For me, the snake card not only represents the shedding of old skin, but moving beyond the limitations caused by carrying the venom of negative thoughts about others or the past. Negative thoughts, okay? The limitations. I talked about you being an unlimited, having unlimited potential, right? The energy of renewal is washing over your life at this time. If for some reason you feel that your true self hasn't been recognized or you've been misread by others, know this energy is now leaving you. As you've been working through your old stories and all the self-limiting beliefs that you've accumulated along the way, you've been peeling away a shield of skin that has created limiting experiences. Your own personal commitment to growth has been recognized, and now the external world will begin to reflect all of the work that you've been doing within. If you feel someone you love has misunderstood you recently, they will be able to see beyond that if you're willing to recognize your own challenges. This is a time for renewal, abundance, and connection. Let yourself be reborn and celebrated. Absolutely. Oh, that gave me goosebumps. All right. Yeah, some of you, psychic abilities, some of you suppose you have a purpose as a, could be a tarot reader, Reiki healer, spiritual advisor, okay? Spirit guides, angels, galactic family. Some of you are going to be at the top of the spotlight with regards to leadership and spirituality. Some of you, there's somebody, at least one person here who already is. All right. Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian series. What is coming to Leo with regards to love? Please and thank you. We have baggage. Not letting go, hanging on to the past, hurts, issues, identify and heal patterns that impact relationships. See, patterns that impact relationships. You guys are going through ancestral patterns when it comes to love. It's the same thing that I went through. You got to let go of that baggage, Leo. Especially if there's like love here. That's why I'm saying for some of you, the love really isn't there. Don't focus on that. It's through that portal, and it's not going to be what you're expecting, but you have to continue to achieve that mastery, continue to level up. All right. The love won't come in. The true love won't come in. The Two of Cups won't come in, Leo, if you can't release this baggage, if you're still holding on to the past. You're not chained to the suitcase. You just got to drop it. All right. Bottom of the deck, exclusive. Girlfriend, boyfriend, commitment, possible marriage, material or life partner, not dating other people. So some of you need to not date, period. okay? Again, you have free will. I can't tell you what to do, but let me tell you, when I had my tower moment with my counterpart, I stopped dating. Because when my counterpart and I would get into separation on and off, when we would get separated, I would go back to a karmic or I would just start dating. I wasn't learning from my past mistakes. I wasn't learning my lessons because God wanted me to be in solitude. Because that's where the greatest work is done, in solitude. That's when God does his greatest work with us. I had to stop dating. I had to focus completely on myself and be in hermit mode. I would not be where I'm at today if it weren't for doing that. And you know what? That also released my codependencies on people, places, things. That is incredible strength right there. When you are relying on God and God alone and yourself. Nobody else. No one. And when things got a little challenging, when things got tough, yes, there were times where I'd be like crying because I'd be like, man, this is hard. And I wanted to reach out to somebody. I wanted to call my counterpart. I wanted to go back to the karmic or whatever. And I got nostalgic and I was like, nope, 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 nope. I've come too far. Okay. So some of you, Spirit is suggesting not to date other people. Okay. Now, others of you who've been leveling up, I did say possible marriage material, life partner coming in. That's for others of you. You continue to level up. Some of you have learned to start releasing this baggage from a past relationship. Some of you were previously married. When you fully let go of this, watch, and you continue to work on your dharma, your purpose, things start to shift for you, especially with regards to love. Now, let me see here. I've got my cards are all on my table. Let me, oh, my nose. All right, I'm going to pull your wellness tip here. Let's see. Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian Syrians, please reveal to us for our highest good. What is Leo's wellness tip of the week? Please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. Whoa, got two. I'm sorry, three. I have the attitude of gratitude for having harmonious people around me whom I enjoy and with whom I effortlessly communicate. Say these as often as you want on a daily basis. I highly recommend saying these 3 times a day for at least 7 days. Okay. The other one is I have the attitude of gratitude for the contrast in my life, which delivers more clarity to all situations, circumstances, and events. I have the attitude of gratitude for being a spiritual being in this physical world, able to experience, expand, and create each day. I was talking about how we are souls having a human experience, right? Totally changes the game, guys, when you fully understand that. Bottom of the deck is I have the attitude of gratitude for the opportunities that coincide with the change I experience each day. All right, we are now going to close out your reading with a Notes from the Universe card. What the heck? Hold on a second. There we go. All right, Spirit, how would you like to close out Leo's reading? Please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. Here we go. Spirit guides, angels, galactic family, Pleiadian Syrians, how would you like to close out Leo's reading? Please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. Here we go. Wow. What would love do, Leo? Do you know why it's so easy for us in the unseen to quickly pinpoint your whereabouts? You leave behind footprints of love. Aw, the universe. P.S. The legend of Bigfoot continues. Start where you are. The great thing about feeling deep, profound, earth-shaking love is that you can start with anyone. Next, the universe. There's a deeper reason for each of your questions. Seek it. Guidance, attention, help, maybe. Love, always. Criticism, never. The question was, what to give others, if anything at all. Isn't it fun being you? The universe. Love above all things. It's not only about being right. No, it's not. In all tests of character, when two viewpoints are pitted against each other, in the final analysis, the thing that will strike you the most is not who was right or wrong, strong or weak, wise or foolish, but who went to the greater length in considering the other's perspective. Don't you agree? The universe. That's why twice we talked about the higher perspective, right? Look at things differently. It's like Hangman too. Sometimes the good is hidden. Find the good in what they said or asked. It's always there, even if they didn't mean for it to be there. Sherlockly yours, the universe. P.S. Clues for what you want are hidden all around you. They are. And when you want to find those clues, it's better to go within and meditate and retreat from the world. Get to center. Watch all of these things that are going to be revealed to you. They will come out of hiding. Again, when I talked about the subconscious mind, right? Bottom of the deck is, of course, wait, let me read it the other way. Oh, forgive. Look at that. Of course, anger can always be justified, but then so can forgiveness. Just depends on how much more you want from the adventure. Go for gobs, the universe. This is very hard for a lot of people to do, but let me tell you, because it is one of the hardest things to do, God greatly, greatly, greatly rewards those who can forgive. We are God within. God forgives us for every little stupid thing that we do. And trust me, I've done some stupid ass things. But God has forgiven me anyway. And when I repent and I ask God for forgiveness, well, we don't have to ask God for forgiveness, but when we understand and we talk to God, he's like, child, I've forgiven you, right? Because that's unconditional love. That's the highest frequency of all. And when we're able to do that, God blesses us with this massive